Welcome to Illuminati Silver. We tell you the truth about silver. Today is Friday the 15th of November 2019. And yesterday we published a video entitled Gold and Silver Prices Rise Further, but is it enough? We've placed a link in the description box below. In this video we highlighted that gold had strengthened a little further to $1,468 and silver to $16.96 on the back of another small rise due to President Trump's comments re the China trade deal. We pointed out in that video that there were many tailwinds for gold and silver prices to rise, and yet they had failed to do so convincingly. These tailwinds included poor jobless figures being announced yesterday, political concerns re the impeachment process, potentially delaying news re the US-China trade deal, and stocks dipping slightly. Not to mention poor economic figures emanating from China itself and lower than expected UK retail sales figures. Coupled with this, quite a strong position conveyed by the Fed when they cut rates, stating this was essentially the last cut for some time, only to hear Fed Chair Jerome Powell announce yesterday, of course, this is totally data dependent, and that he could not rule future cuts out. So, with such tailwinds, one would have expected a little more of an uplift in gold and silver prices. Well, this morning, at the time of writing this podcast, which is 900 hours GMT, gold is $1,466 and silver is $16.89, both having fallen back slightly on positive news from the White House economic advisor Larry Kudlow, who announced late yesterday at an event at the Council on Foreign Relations in Washington, quote, "We're getting close. The mood music is pretty good, and that has not always been so in these things. It's not done yet, but there has been very good progress, and the talks have been very constructive. We are coming down to the short strokes. We are in communication with them every single day right now." Yes, you've guessed it, he's talking about the US-China trade talks. He also hinted that it was not compulsory for the deal to be signed at a physical meeting between President Xi and President Trump, as was originally planned, at the Economic Summit in Chile, which has since been called off. Also yesterday, Beijing lifted a ban on American poultry that started way back in 2015, after the US Department of Agriculture made a similar decision to allow Chinese poultry into the United States. Quote, "This is great news for both America's farmers and China's consumers," unquote, Robert Lighthizer, the US trade representative leading the discussions with China, said in a statement after the lifting of the Chinese ban was announced. He also added that, quote, "The government estimates American producers will be able to export more than $1 billion worth of poultry to China annually," unquote. Now, whilst Wall Street was closed at the time of Kudlow's remarks at the Council of Foreign Relations, yes, conspiracy theorists, get your pens out, it still managed to recover some losses from earlier in the day, and the Dow closed down just under 2 points. Now, most European and Asian stocks have opened up this morning, and this bodes well for the Dow and S&P later today. Now, we wish to remind listeners that there are a few pieces of important economic data being announced later on. Most notably, retail sales for October, import prices for October, and industrial production for October. The dollar index has weakened slightly since our reporting yesterday, but it's still above 98, currently standing at 98.1. So watch out particularly for retail sales. If they are strong, then this will act as a headwind for gold and silver, and if they're weak, they will add to the tailwinds behind these metals, because of course weak retail sales make interest rate cuts that much more likely. For what it's worth, we believe that gold and silver prices may close lower today, particularly if the good news concerning US-China trade talks are exemplified and elaborated upon. Of course, if there is further doubt thrown by a presidential tweet or something similar, then the opposite may very well occur. Of course, tomorrow, when we shall be producing our weekly update, we will elaborate on this further. Thank you for listening, and if you haven't already done so, please subscribe to this channel, not forgetting to press the bell sign. And we have listed below access to our website for those who haven't signed up, either as a free or paying member, and recent videos concerning particularly gold and silver, which we believe are important to listen to, at least to gauge our views on where we think these precious metals and their prices are heading. We hope you have found this video interesting and informative, and if so, please give it a thumbs up and share it on social media. Please ensure that you have subscribed to our channel and press the bell sign so that you are notified of any future videos. Also, kindly visit our website at illuminatisilver.com, and if you haven't already done so, please subscribe either as a free or paying member for regular email updates and offers. Disclaimer: Illuminati Silver owners come from a background of banking, international wealth management and economics. Having now retired from these worlds, we are not qualified to give investment advice. Therefore, this and other productions must not be deemed to be giving such advice and merely represent the personal views of its owners.